Shalom, giving all praise to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles, the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And as always, we give peace and salutations unto the elect. And as you can see, the title of this video and article that was sent to me by the beloved brother Nabah, head of the GMS Memphis camp. The title is Church Membership Declines Amid Changing Faiths and Times. All right, because we're living in the times where a lot of people are seeking answers and looking for some form of spiritual connection, and they're finding out that you can't find that in the Christian church. So a lot of people are turning to atheists. Okay, a lot of people, including the women of the tribes of Israel, are turning unto voodoo and witchcraft. Okay, and then there's a percentage of people who are leaving the Christian church, coming to the understanding that they're Israelites. Okay, because we were in those churches. All right, and when it comes to a spiritual connection, understanding, all right, the Christian church is lacking. So people are leaving because there are no answers in Christianity. All right, people are getting more answers from voodoo than they are Christianity. All right, and Christianity is a form of voodoo. All right, because we're living in the times where people are looking at the world, okay, and they're trying to figure out what's going on, what's next, why this, who am I? All right, which those answers are all in the Holy Scriptures, but when you deal with the Christian church, okay, first of all, it's all based upon ancient, Babylonian. Okay, it's mixed with they've mixed in all of these different customs and Christmas and all of these various things that have nothing to do with the Bible. But on another note, okay, all of the leaders in the Christian church has been infiltrated by the state. So the interest, okay, of the leaders in these preachers, okay, is controlled by the government and the state. Therefore, there's a muzzle on the majority of these pastors. Okay? We always say you have 2.2 billion Christians, and there isn't a significant shaking up of this wicked kingdom done by Christians. You haven't gathered the 144 yet. Okay? You don't deal with prophecy. You create all of these narratives that have nothing to do with the Bible to forward what you believe. And if you're not talking about love, which there's a balance, hate is also in the Bible. We're in the times of hate. Okay? The you that love the Lord should hate evil. But there's this narrative that you should love everything, accept everything. And people are just confused. And now the true narrative of the Bible is out. And people are looking and they're like, man, to hell with this. I don't believe no more. Because here it is, you got Christians still teaching that a snake wiggled up to a woman and gave her an apple and ruined the whole world. If they're not talking about love, they're telling you everybody can be saved. If they're not talking about everybody can be saved, they're telling you can eat anything you want. Now, the people of our nation, the Israelites, so-called Hispanics, blacks, Native Americans, they're unhealthy. They're sick as hell, and they're not being healed. Okay, the true narrative of the Bible brings healing. Okay, there's a dietary law. Okay, there's things that give you a connection to your power. Holy days that give you a connection to your power. In Christianity, none of the holy days that they follow deal with the connection of the Most High. They don't deal with the holy days of the Bible. They deal with what? Babylonian and Egyptian customs, thus Christmas. Okay, Christians are getting ready to celebrate hardcore Thanksgiving. None of these things have anything to do with the Bible. Okay, so the people are lacking in any spiritual connection or guidance or understanding, so they're fed up with it. The people who are still left in the church, all right, are under a strong delusion. All right, even the people who left and go into these other bugged out philosophies, they're still under a strong delusion, but at least they have sense enough to say this ain't it. All right? A false narrative has been pushed forth of the Bible by the Christians. But I'm going to go ahead and play this, read a little bit of this, and get a few scriptures. Christianity is through. Here it is. All right, look at the top Christians on the planet Earth. What are they prophesying? Are they going into what's going on right now? Are they linking what's happening now to what's in the Bible? No. Look at Vocab Malone. He's following the Israelites around. I just saw a video with him. Here he's here in Dallas, as he said he would be, so he may be at Camp Friday. Okay? And all they're going to do is ask the same questions that they always ask. You want us to turn back to the very religion that beat, raped, robbed, and murdered our forefathers, man. Took out the particular scriptures and created a slave Bible. You want us to turn back to the religion that destroyed us more than anything, man. Hell no. We've left Christianity behind in the dirt and the dust where it belongs, man. Okay? The narrative of the Bible is centered around the Israelites, and you all hate that. Following the Israelites around. You don't have a platform where you really just go in and use your knowledge of the Bible and teach and prophesy. Instead, you just follow the Israelites around. We're tired of you. Even the camps we don't agree with, you know, just like I was watching some of the video with the camp One Body, even though they're bugged out, they were cutting you up. And it's like, really, you're asking the same questions you came and asked years ago when you came up to them. What do you want? We're not turning back to Christianity. You got it? So it's a waste of time. We don't want to debate you. Leave us the hell alone and go your way. We're the Israelites, and what we're doing is working for us. You need to go and figure out what the hell is going on with all of these people who are leaving your faith. Okay, a few people leave the faith of the Israel. I'm not an Israelite no more. You go and get all of these cameras and interview them, and they this and that. How was it? This. But here it is. You got a whole religion where pedophilia, okay, extortion, money laundering, theft, and all sorts of wickedness that happen. Sweep around your own front door, nigga.
According to Gallup, U.S. church membership dropped below a majority for the first time. In 2020, 47% of U.S. adults were members of a...
All them damn candles, you still ain't got no light.
According to Gallup, U.S. church membership dropped below a majority for the first time. In 2020, 47% of U.S. adults were members of a church, synagogue, or mosque. It's a statistic that now has leaders in different faiths taking action.
It's a really big issue.
Among our youth, especially Gen Z, there's trends of a distrust in institutions.
Father Daniel Dodd.
The youth don't want to hear that BS. Generation Z, they ain't worried about Christianity. They don't want to hear that. Look, God is love. In the Catholic Church, oh my goodness. Oh my, OMG. Tacky, nasty, confusing. Okay? But here it is. Everybody got questions for the Israelites. You people ought to be ashamed of yourselves, man.
Daza Jaller and Rabbi David Steinhardt represent different faiths, but are in the midst of the same challenge.
There's going to be a reformation, as it were. We're going to change the way we do religion.
Moving people from a purely obligation-based religion, of I go to Mass because I have to go to Mass.
Gallup attributes the decline in membership to an increase in lack of religious affiliation.
Pope Benedict used to say that he thought the church was going to get smaller but stronger.
As well as a decline in formal church membership for those...
And you're not getting stronger because the foundation of your beliefs has nothing to do with prophecy. The testimony of who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ is the spirit of prophecy. Okay? The prophecies are where it's at. It proves that this is a living book. Okay? What does the average Christian say when you try to go into what they call the Old Testament? Because it's really all one testament, but there's two covenants. that are given to the Israelites. One at the time of Moses, and there's an upgraded one promised after this grace period where those ways will be entered into our inward part. Okay, when Yahushua returns, he's going to gather the elect and eventually establish the throne of David on earth as it is in heaven. When have you went to the Catholic Church, the Baptist Church, and all of these different faiths, okay, which all of these different faiths spring off from the Catholic Church, although they don't agree, the Protestant movement, yeah. But even though they don't agree with particular points of the Catholic Church, they still all stem from it in some shape, form, or fashion, man. Okay? Anyway. Through, man. Y'all are through, man.
Those who do have a religious preference. What do you attribute the drop-off in organized religion to?
The rapid societal changes and how difficult it is for religion to change.
The survey says it aligns with age.
The impact of technology, changes in the family, changes in gender identification.
66%.
Which, why ain't the church? Why is not the church bucking up hardcore? 2.2 billion Christians, even more Catholics, even more. Why has there not been a big stance against the agenda that is coming against gender? The scriptures say the Lord made male and female. Okay, you don't see the Christian church, the Catholic Church, putting a hardcore stance against where this world is going, because why? They're bought and paid for by the world. The scriptures say how the priest and the prophet teach for hire. Now it's dealing with the Israelites. Okay, but it now applies to you. We'll get that.
6% of adults born before 1946 are members, 58% of baby boomers, 50% of Gen X, and 36% of millennials.
I actually come here just about every single day. Asher Notan Lusef.
Robin Schwartz is a member of B'nai Torah congregation in Boca Raton.
I want to know that my children and my grandchildren are carrying on the joy of the traditions.
She knows times are different.
Our grandparents who traveled here and escaped Europe, when they came here, they brought with them their love of their family and their love of their Judaism and their traditions. So me growing up, I was able to connect with that.
This couple
To hear the word of God every day.
goes to mass every day and sees the change.
Every generation is different, but they are not better or worse. It's simply a different.
I believe that
Worse.
COVID has changed everything. A lot of people just got complacent.
What snack were you eating?
Some younger people agree the world is a different place.
Now, according to the scriptures, the remnant will grow stronger in the latter days. But see, when you separate the Israelites from the Bible and you try to preach this universal mess, there's no sense made of it. The only way the Bible is going to make sense is if you add the prophecies and you go according to what it said about what would be happening with the Israelites in the latter days. People don't want to hear that madness of all of this fake love no more.
Practicing? I would say no, probably not practicing in the traditional sense.
A changed definition of what practicing is.
Stephanie and Eric Hochberger say faith is evolving as families change.
I think we work more hours collectively than previous generations. It's tougher to find the free time.
We're raising our children in a Jewish household. I think we don't feel the pressure or the stress to say prayer.
And that whole state of Israel thing, oh my goodness, it's over. It's a farce. Okay? You're not the Israelites. You don't fit the prophecies. You're not into the scriptures like that. You're not standing up. Where are your prophets? Okay? The church is done, son. The true church is the tabernacle of David that will be built in the latter days. And it's being built right now before your face. But it's the base things of the world, all right, that are doing it. And you all are going to have to deal with the truth at some point, no matter how you try to run from it.
prayers on a weekly basis.
Jamie
Look at this
Kuriakis
shit.
I'm a devout Catholic.
thinks change will happen.
We've seen the obligations, we've seen the practices, the rituals. We never understood the deeper meanings of things.
When you look at the 2,000 years of the Catholic Church,
So you heard that? They never understood the deeper meaning of things, because in the Catholic Church, you're not really supposed to read the Bible on your own. Okay, the head of the church is supposed to read it and break it down for you. There's no spiritual connection.
there's definitely has been ebbs and flows.
So I think as long as religion is adapting to keep up with the changing needs of younger families, I think they will survive.
The changes, for me, represent great challenges and, in fact, opportunities.
Tori Dunn, WPTV
Look
News
at that,
Channel 5.
small hat. Through. It's over. Even look up this article. Blacks leaving churches. I forget how it's worded. Blacks migrating from church, I believe. Why black parishioners are leaving churches. Why are young blacks leaving churches? See that? A quiet exodus. Why black worshipers are leaving evangelical churches. Everywhere you go, people are mocking the church. Look at Tyler Perry working miracles. Who wants to be a part of this garbage, man? Tyler Perry laying hands on TD Jakes. Now, Tyler Perry makes his claim to fame is dressing up as a woman. Now, the Bible tells you not to do that. People are tired of the church, man. Anyway, the church make me sick. Christians make me sick. I really do mean that. They make me sick. And the black church, oh my goodness, man. Micah 3:11. The heads thereof judge for a reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money. Yet they lean upon the Lord and say, is not the Lord amongst us? No evil can come upon us. And this has been the narrative and the mindset of the Christian church. Okay? The so-called black, all of the tribes, all right, which the tribes are heavy into wickedness, man. Okay, when it comes to these churches. Look at the fruits of the people who are part of these religions. But the heads, the pastors have all been bought and paid for. Okay? So they judge for a reward and they teach for hire. But what's going to be the result of that? Therefore shall Zion, for your sake, be plowed as a field, and Jerusalem shall become heaps, and the mountain of the house of the high place of the forest. Meaning Jake is going to be judged. But pretty much all of you damn Christians are going to be judged. Especially you Edomite Christians, man. Through. All of you are through. Fake, phony, and through. Lost. Now, Ezekiel 22:12. In thee have they taken gifts to shed blood. Thou hast taken usury and increase, and thou hast greedily gained of thy neighbors by extortion, and hast forgotten me, saith the Lord God. And that's the church, man. Okay? Everything's about prosperity. Everything's about money. But now we're living in a time where the money is becoming worthless. So people need something else to lean upon. And they're not getting the answers, okay, from Christianity. So people are leaving. Okay, the jig is up, man. All right. So Isaiah 56:11. Yea, they are greedy dogs which can never have enough, They are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own way for his own gain, to his own quarter. Okay? Micah 3 and 5. Thus saith Yahweh concerning the prophets that make my people to err, that bite with their teeth and cry peace. All right, and he that put it not into their mouths, they even prepare war against him. And the church is the anti. That's a big portion of where the anti-Messiah, all right, is started. All right, all rebellion against the truth. All right, is in that church, man. People who so-called go to church or believe in the Bible, you talk to them about the wickedness that's going on in this world, they're trained to be against you. Well, the scriptures say, love not the world, neither the things that are in there. So Christianity is done. All right. You can continue coming and following us around. We don't want to deal with you. You're through. It's over. We've already answered all those played out questions. Vocab, when you come, at the end of the day, we're not answering any questions that we've already answered. It's time for you Christians to make understanding. What was the serpent in the garden? What's the tabernacle of David? You're going to have to answer questions. The Israelites have been answering questions. Okay? Since 2007, around 8, when the conscious community started coming at us, we've been doing, Jake been doing debates. We've been answering all of these damn questions, and you all are still wiggling around in the filth and confusion you're into. Anyway, on to the next. Shalom.